Hi everybody, it's me, Man Asleep, and welcome to my first in a new series called Man Asleep. Videos that I will make when I can't sleep. It's actually the second video I've made tonight, but I made a big oopsie in the first video. But from that oopsie is where this idea came from. I'm currently working on a video to address the Reddit post. I actually have a live feed of one of these being written right now. It looks something like this. Good news. I've decided to join your little hobby. Good news, everyone. I'm ready to solo RPG. Tell me what to do. It's one of those things that if you are on Reddit, I'm sorry. I have a rule. I can't make an account anymore. I can only read it because it is like literal brain toxin. But this post gets posted about 5 times a day on the SoloRPG subreddit, and there's really no one to be mad at. And in fact, it's probably a good thing. There was a post recently that's like, can we aggregate all these and just pin them? And the moderator made a good point. They're like, well, yeah, but like what happens with like aggregated pinned posts is that nobody reads them and people post it anyways. And so then you have a bunch of like schlock stuck in a post that nobody reads. And so we'd rather allow people who are new to the hobby to ask. And so, yes, I totally get it, but it also totally still annoys me because it's like, can't you take 5 seconds to just scroll down? Just scroll down. Somebody read it. Somebody wrote it. Somebody read it. It's called Reddit. Okay. And then in response to that post, I could like give you all the responses right now. Ironsworn, Starforged, Scarlet Heroes, etc. So the video I'm making is not to prescribe anything. It's not actually a sort of like, this is your guide to get into solo RPG playing, because I think there's plenty of videos on that, or I guess, I don't know. There's plenty of videos to give ideas for people who are new to it. Mine was more of like a retrospective, maybe on what the process will look like. The inevitability of what like the first 6 months will look like. So it is for new players, but it's also, I think others will enjoy it. I think you may resonate with some things I talk about. Anyways, a fair amount of people that are going to be drawn to the video are going to be new to solo RPG, and that's just how the algorithm is going to go. I'm probably going to play into it a little bit with the title. But as I'm making this, I'm thinking, if I get, I'm probably going to get a lot of views on this for people that are new to the channel, new to solo RPGing. And I was doing my usual thing that I'm doing right now, which is waffling. And it's supposed to be for 5 minutes. Obviously it takes it was at like 27 minutes. And I looked at the clock and I said, oh shit. Because I realized, like, if a person is new to the hobby, they've never watched a YouTube video on this before, and they click on this, and then it's like 27 minutes of inside jokes and updates to things they know nothing about, they're just going to turn it off. And so I said, well, maybe I can create like a little new series that is a little lower stakes, because I often feel like recording a video, but I'm like, I don't really have anything cooked up yet, and I don't want to just prattle. And then I'm like, well, maybe if I had like a video series where I was just pretty much prattling, sort of podcast style videos. So that's what the Man Asleep idea is. And hey, I think some of you may appreciate it, because I bet this will like cut down on my overall waffling by at least 2%. Some of you may be enraged by that. The waffling is your favorite part. Either way, as with everything in life, you'll be surprised at what you can live with. So yeah, this is a little more of just commentary, a little bit of running thoughts, things that I'm thinking about, working on. The first thing I want to say, and I want to take full credit for this, this is a win for us, the Man Alone heads, the Man Alonies, is last week I did a first video on the Coriolis Kickstarter for the Great Dark, their new I don't know what to call it. It's not maybe a sequel. It's a new rule set. It's got some new ideas in it. And it's obviously a new setting. It's away from the Third Horizon. And what is really special in terms of the Kickstarter, and the reason that I backed it pretty quickly, besides it being Free League, is that if it hits 600,000, they're going to include solo rules in it. And I was like, I want that, because Dragonbane did a pretty good job of it. You know, in terms of how like serious RPG entries, you know, I wouldn't call Free League exactly like the mainstream, but you know, they're pretty solid. And I do appreciate Free League for at least pushing the genre outwards. I don't know about forward or anything, but I do think in some ways forward, but at the very least, they take chances. They're creating alternatives to the hegemony of 5e, and I really appreciate that, because I like the stuff they put out. I think it's thoughtful. I don't think it lands every time, but I just appreciate that they exist, and I want to support them. But I really want to support the solo rule set being included. I want that to become a regular thing, and I think Free League can lead the way on that. But anyways, the point is, when I first mentioned it, it was at 538,000. That was the video where I did the Great Dark. Then I did another video on the lore, and I was like, come on, people, let's do this. Come on, support this Kickstarter. And I checked it today. It went from 538,000 to 564,000 with a week to go, which means that all of you, I'm pretty sure it was just all of you, went over there and backed it immediately. Or maybe just one of you backed it for $26,000. I think that I suspect that one of you is a billionaire. You know, like it's never who you expect. It's some like sort of standard profile pic person named like Necrotank65, and it's, you know, it's Warren Buffet. But anyways, if you get a chance, please, I'll put the link in the description. Please go ahead and check that out. And if you are so moved, give a backing to Coriolis the Great Dark. It does look like it's going to be good. It's going to use a Year Zero system, but I watched the interview. There's going to be some new concepts being bandied about, so it's worth our checking out. Okay, the next thing that I want to just talk about is something that is giving me great joy. And that is, and this is sort of going completely to plan. Right here is the top 4 hottest Pocket Quest 2024 titles. And as you can see, my goodness, I can't even imagine putting together something that looks this gorgeous. They're all heist games. And, you know, like, let's not deny it. Front covers definitely do a lot to pull people in. But if you're a real solo head, you know that it's all about what's inside. And so it just gives such a smile on my face to see the Bartleby at number 5, which, no hate to the art. The inside art is actually incredible, but the front cover was made by me. And it took me about 27 minutes. I think I went and looked at royalty-free Creative Commons photos, and my search was rich people at a ball or dead people. Dead people drinking wine, I think was the other one. And I just kind of sprayed together this collage in 27 minutes. And the fact that you can't even really read the title is because I have some vision issues. And even so, to see it there next to like an extremely sexy android, and then to see mine at number 5, I just want to thank all of you. If you haven't picked it up yet, please go over to DriveThruRPG, link in the description. It's $1. It's playing out exactly as I wanted, because it's all about getting your name out there, even if your name cannot be seen because of the contrast of the front cover, and you're using a pseudonym anyways. But I would really appreciate it. I think I would love it if we could move up to that number 1 spot. It would bring me great joy. But anyways, this made my life. So thank you everyone who picked up a copy of that. I hope a few more of you will consider it. It's 25 pages. It's a complete game. I worked really hard on it, and I employed a lot of not only the gaming principles I talk about, but really the personal principles, just about like not fearing rejection and giving your ideas life, even when they're some people will be like, that's kind of a bonkers idea. In this one, you play like the jewel in a jewel heist rather than the thief, because I just think it's better that all of your stuff exists than if it does not exist. So yeah, but if you want, please head over and pick that up. Oh, I love that. Okay. Speaking of putting your ideas out there, as you all know, it is Solo RPG month. I declared April Solo RPG month, and this is a really special holiday, actually. And I should define a little bit more what Solo RPG month is. Not only is it a month to really cherish and set aside time to play Solo RPGs, but one of the cool things about this month-long holiday is that, banged into the microphone as always. Number one, you don't have to go to work during Solo RPG month. And then number two, if you have a family, they actually can't bother you when you're solo RPG playing because of the holiday rules. What was that? Is that because I did this? Does this camera really do that whenever I give a peace sign? I never know. I think there would just see balloons. Okay. Yes. In honor of Solo RPG month. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So I wanted to do a little something for it, and I'm going to introduce it at the end of this next video I'm making, which is really why you should watch it, because, we are going to, what I want to do is I want to create a very free form Solo RPG using very minimal tools, because one of the things, as you all know, that maybe not all of you, but you probably sense if you've been in it a while, is that a lot of times when you get into Solo RPG play, the first thing that you do is you buy a bunch of stuff, and then you can almost have decision paralysis because you have so much stuff and it's like way bigger than you thought and you don't know what to use, etc. So I want to focus on using very simple tools. And then what I want to do with that, I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of this, but what I want to do with that is create like a little 10-minute free-form minimalist play and then pass it to one of you. So whoever has a channel, if you're interested in this, shoot me an email at amanalone@proton.me. My email is in my YouTube profile. Let me know if you're interested. I'll put together a sheet of 5 or 6. The only thing I ask is that you are able to upload a video on it on a YouTube. You don't have to have a YouTube channel. You just have to have a video that I can link to. And the idea is I'll start a little 10-minute arc with a character, and then the next person will take that and make another 10 minutes, and then they'll pass, we'll look on the sheet, and then the next person will do it, and the next person. So by the end of it, we'll have a solo RPG session that is created using very minimal tools by 5 or 6 people. So, Caverna Delekis, Grognar Solo Gaming, Solo Spelunking, Axor, Willona's Cave. If any of you, and I'm sorry if I left anyone out, I'll try to remember you in the description. Who else am I missing? You know who you are. If you want to get in on this, just shoot me an email, low press. But yeah, I think it would be fun just to celebrate the month, and you'll have time because you're not going to work. Legally, you have to be paid for Solo RPG month. It's an international, intergalactic holiday. So speaking of simple tools, wow. Oh, actually? Okay, good. It's time. So I've never done this before, but we actually have someone in the Man Alone studio who wants to jump on. And let me kind of pop the music off for a second. So I'm not even going to introduce this person. They just wanted 1 or 2 minutes to talk about whatever they wanted to talk about. And given who they are, I was like, yeah. So I don't even know what they're going to say. Yeah, right here. Cool. Let's just sit right here. So yeah, I'm not even going to introduce this person. I think you'll know who it is right away. And for the next 1 or 2 minutes, please give them your attention. Okay. Right here. Yep. Just microphone right there. Good. Hello, everyone. It's me, Gene Hackman. You may know me from several movies where I play a coach that brings a struggling team to the championship. Sometimes they're in small town Indiana, and sometimes they're a football team with Keanu Reeves as a quarterback and inexplicably Jon Favreau playing a linebacker who's also a SWAT team police officer. I was also in that movie with Sharon Stone where she was a cowboy and she shot me. Anyways, you're probably wondering why I'm here. It's because I want to tell you about something very important that only Gene Hackman knows about. And that's fate, and tempting fate, and the skeins of fate, or however you say that word. I tempted fate. You probably haven't seen me for a while, and that's because I went to the old gods, the Eldritch gods, and I asked them for immortality. Why? Because I wanted to make Crimson Tide 2. And they gave me immortality, but I didn't realize the cost. They cleaved the soul from my body and replaced my corpus with what you see before you. An indestructible bionic exoskeleton. Yes, I can never die. I will be alive forever. And in the pit of my stomach, or this spring that now stands for my stomach, I feel a pain where my soul used to be. I am alive, but I am not living. And I will have to deal with that. And I don't want what happened to me to happen to you. And that's why I want to tell you about the Fate Mill. The Fate Mill from Tower House Creative. The Fate Mill is a D20 die that features on it a standard solo RPG oracle, lovingly crafted by a solo RPG player themselves. 20 different options that you can easily use to help you navigate through any solo RPG campaign session without having to reference tedious oracles. It is wrapped along with a holographic sticker. And I know if you were born in the 1980s, you're amazed by that. Also inside is some cute inserts telling you how to use it, as well as a letter from a lead investigator who found the die. It's not important. What's important is that you get your Fate Mill. And if you act now, between now and April 12th, 2024, you can use this promo code, MANALONE20, to receive 20% off. That's 20% off from this wonderfully crafted piece of technology, much like my body. But that's not all. You can also use this promo code to purchase anything else from Tower House Creative for this limited time, including the Bell Whispers, a system-agnostic RPG that the Fate Mill die can be used for. So please, consider your future, consider your fate, and think about how and when you're rolling the dice. At least you'll know what's happening to you. As for me, I was fooled by the Eldritch gods, and therefore, I'll never be truly alive again. Thank you. Once again, that's MANALONE20, promo code. You know how to use it. Thanks. Signing off. I would say I'm out of time, but I'll never be out of time. I will outlive you and everyone you love. That's Gene Hackman. Thanks. Wow. Oh, that was so powerful. Thank you so much, Gene. Oh, okay. Kind of used turbo thrusters and flew out the front window. I'll fix that. Don't worry. Oh, wow. I did not. Oh, my producer is in my ear. Okay. My producer just wants to say that any similarity to anyone alive or dead, or I guess unkillable, is purely coincidental and falls under fair use, the standard stuff that happens when Gene Hackman comes and talks. Anyways, I think you know what that was. That was something special. That was once in a lifetime. And I gotta say, on this front, I completely agree with Gene. I have the Fate Mill here from Tower House Creative, and this is a nice, well-made piece. You can see that there's time taken to really craft each facet of this. And I have to tell you, there's an earlier version of it that this is an improvement on, just so that the results are clearer, that it's balanced, and it really is a nice little package here. And I did order the Bell Whispers as well using that promo code. Now this is actually serious this time. When you go to towerhousecreative.com, there's a link below. They're actually, they are being sold from an Etsy storefront, and there are not that many left. So if you want to pick up the Fate Mill or the Bell Whispers or anything else from that site, you should go over there, take a look at it. The proof will be in the pudding, because the solo RPG thing that I talked about doing, I think I'm gonna use this as one of the simple tools just to represent the Oracle. So your mileage may vary, but I just want to say it's not a paid promotion. They sent me this. They told me to try it out. They said if I wanted to include it in a video, I could. They emotionally, they played on my emotions. It totally worked. They gave me a nice handwritten note. They gave me a little bookmark. They threw in some extra dice. They gave me this awesome sticker, which will now be part of the Manalone set. So Manalones, act now. And as the fate says, should everyone who's watching this purchase the Fate Mill? Yes, and you should purchase it now. I am so glad that happened. Okay, so just moving on, I wanted to ask a question and see if anyone had any info. This will be the last thing. I'm putting together this video for those new to it, and I wanted to ask about any general resources that you use in playing that are not, well, they could be from a system, but say for instance, like you're playing a solo game and you want to like bring something up that's not a table that's present in the book, and you want to reference something else. What do you use? Now, for my money, I use Chartopia at Dev12, which I'll include in that video. It's really the best thing because it has, it just has so many different options on it. Oh, that's how to combine QuickTime videos. Let's see. Okay. Well, I don't know how to bring it up. I don't know why this always happens to me. Oh, here we go. Like I said. Okay, so yeah, like you can go to Chartopia and you could just roll and it'll bring you, this is a feelings table. I feel seen. I feel guarded. I feel responsible. Jesus, I'm sorry what's happening with that person. But you can also like it, and then it also aggregates it for you. You can make different collections for different things. There's all these quick searches, NPC tables. Some of these are hyper specific, and also they're like the like some of these are things that I'm like, I think the person who created this is the only thing who will ever use this. But some of them are just very good. And I think that this is one of the best, like quick, easy multi-tools, because yeah, you do get kind of these like type of not at all applicable ads. Anyways, you know, because for me, there's not a resource out there that has every type of table. You know, you can get fantasy specific, horror specific, sci-fi, but is there one that includes all of them? You know, even like these ones, the Game Master's book that you get from online and stuff, they don't have everything. They don't have one for weapons, which I really wish they did. But yeah, I'm wondering what kind of general ones do you use? Use Scarlet Heroes? I'm curious to hear. Or maybe you don't use them. Maybe you use an online resource. I did just kickstart, and why I have no savings and while I have no retirement, a dungeon generator deck. So I'm curious about that. And I've also heard that there's a deck called the Game Master's Companion that has these cards that give you like almost everything. This song is ridiculous. I put chill jazz and it's giving me like this little these cards are actually incredible, and I might pick up a set of them, but right now they're only on Drive-Thru RPG, and the shipping on that tends to take a little bit longer than Amazon, so I don't think I'll get them tomorrow. Anyways, if you have any ideas for that, let me know. Again, I want to make this stuff like as simple as possible for people that are new to it. I want them to feel like they don't have to don't do what I did. Don't lose all of your money you ever had on this stuff. So if you have any ideas for that, let me know. But yeah, that about wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed this first outing of Man Asleep. I hope, unlike me, you get some sleep. Bye, everyone.